Hey everyone, and welcome back to What Did I Miss? Where today I have some more news to share from the world of Star Trek, specifically about the series Picard. And that is that the main cast of The Next Generation will be returning for the third season. So here I will go over what this could mean for the show, what we already know about the third season of Picard, and what other surprises we could see during Picard's final voyage. It is a great time to be a Star Trek fan, as just this week we got our first full trailer for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, a new series set to debut in May. Also, the Star Trek Mission Chicago fan convention will be happening this weekend, and yours truly will be in attendance and letting you know what I see there. Plus, the 6th episode of the second season of Picard will also be released this week, and so far the season has been loved by critics and fans alike. Now we have official word that LeVar Burton, Gates McFadden, Marina Sirtis, Jonathan Frakes, Michael Dorn, and Brent Spiner will be a part of the cast for Season 3 of Picard, which could actually air towards the end of this year as the season completed filming last month. But before I get into the news, I wanted to thank you for clicking on this video and ask that if you do enjoy the content to please hit that like button. If you are not yet subscribed, hit that button too and the bell so that you know when my videos about breaking news come out. Now, just in case you have not yet seen the second season of Picard, there will be some light spoilers throughout this video, so just be forewarned. Even though the second season of Picard is in the process of being released, we actually know quite a few things about the third season of the show already, thanks to a few factors. The third season of Picard was reportedly filmed directly after the second season of the series was done filming, with some scenes for the third season possibly being filmed while the second season was in production. Executive producer Terry Matalas took to his Twitter page, where he is very responsive and gracious to fans, and posted a shot days before the third season was completed in March of 2022. It's worth mentioning here that this picture is not of a transporter pad from the La Sirena, the ship Picard has been using on his namesake series. So this could be a hint that we will see a new ship in the third season for the cast, or this could be a refit of the Enterprise E. Brent Spiner has just shown up as the new character Adam soon, and Jonathan Frakes has already directed one episode that has aired this season, so both of them were obviously available throughout filming. Whoopi Goldberg has also reprised her role as the character Guinan, so I think there's a good chance that we could see her also appear on the third season of the series. Likewise, both John Delancey and Annie Wersching, who play Q and the Borg Queen this season, have hinted that they have a role in the third season as well. But even before all of this, LeVar Burton may have given this story away to E.T. all the way back in 2020. Let's listen to what Commander Geordi LaSpoiler had to say then about his involvement with Picard.
A lot of people want to know, is there potential for you to guest star on Star Trek Picard?
How do I answer this without getting myself in trouble? Those people are still a part of Picard's life. And, sure, what the hell? Yeah, absolutely. You'll see us all. I think you'll see us all. You'll see us all. Probably not all at the same time, although, never say.
Since this was in 2020, we didn't know at the time if he was talking about Picard Season 2 or Picard Season 3, as I reported on in a prior video. That's right, if you have been a subscriber, then you already know this and be the coolest Trekkie on your block. Given what he said, it looks like all of these characters may not be appearing on screen at once, which would be a big letdown in my opinion. Marina Sirtis announced in February of 2021 that she was retiring from acting and has since moved from Los Angeles back to England, where she originates from. Since filming started for the second season of Picard in January of 2021, due to delays caused by the world health crisis, it is logical to think that Miss Sirtis either filmed her scenes for the third season while she was still in Los Angeles, or filmed her scenes by herself in London. Executive producer Terry Matalas has also given some more clues away about the third season of Picard, and they could mean that we will see cast members return from another Star Trek series from the same era. After a fan stated on Twitter that he believed that Mr. Matalas was a big fan of the series Deep Space Nine, and that he hoped we would be getting more references to the fan-favorite show this season, Mr. Matalas replied that he was a fan of the show, and that we would be getting more references to the series in the third season. This tracks pretty well, since technically, we know now that at least one cast member from Deep Space Nine will be returning, and that is Michael Dorn as Worf, who besides appearing on The Next Generation, also appeared on 4 seasons of Deep Space Nine. Mr. Dorn has been lobbying for his character to return for some time, and has even pitched a Captain Worf series to various producers. The character from DS9 that I'm sure most fans would want to see return is Elam Garak. Just kidding, that's the one I want to see. The one that everyone really wants to see is Captain Benjamin Sisko, played by Avery Brooks. It would be an amazing way to wrap up that character's storyline by having him intersect with Jean-Luc Picard once again. since in the first appearance of then Commander Sisko, he was greeted by then Captain Jean-Luc Picard upon taking command of Deep Space Nine in the pilot episode of the series. Both characters are light years away from the ones they were when they first met, so it'd be fascinating to see them meet again at the end of the long roads that they have taken. Fans have also been speculating about the involvement of characters on Picard from Deep Space Nine, specifically Benjamin Sisko, since the Reckoning tablet was featured in a teaser trailer for Season 2. This artifact was featured on an episode of Deep Space Nine titled The Reckoning that dealt with Sisko being obsessed with this item and eventually breaking it, which released two spirits from the Bajoran faith. Including this object in a trailer for Picard is no accident, I'm sure, so it'll be interesting to see if we get to see it pay off in the third season. In January of 2022, Terry Matalas spoke with the magazine SFX about not only Season 2, but also Season 3 of Picard, and hinted at even more plot lines for the upcoming adventure. First of all, when Mr. Matalas was asked if the second season of Picard would be weighed down by the canon of Star Trek, he responded that the second season would not really be tied to canon events, but that the third season will, and that the second season is more intimate. When a producer, writer, or director calls a story intimate, I always think they're basically calling it a bottle story, or a story that exists truly within itself, and the events that occur do not affect the characters before, then, or after. This is probably a hint that the events we see on the second season of Picard will be reversed in some way, and that perhaps Jean-Luc will leave the rest of the new cast from Picard behind for the third season. One cast member that is returning that really has me wondering how is Brent Spiner. Since of all the main cast from TNG that is returning, his character Data is the only one that is no longer alive, as he was destroyed in the movie Star Trek Nemesis for the first time, and then in the first season of Picard, the writers found a way to give the character a more proper send-off and basically killed him again. I highly doubt that they would bring back a character that has literally been killed twice, so it's unlikely that Mr. Spiner is returning as Data. Also, in the short teaser announcement for the third season, when Mr. Spiner speaks, his voice sounds very passionate and not robotic, like you would expect from Data.
Bluffing. Now that you've told me that, Captain, I am confused about which deception to employ.
Evolution is not an act of preservation, it's addition.
This leads me to believe that perhaps he's playing a new character, which would give him the distinction of playing a different character for each of the 3 seasons of Picard. Now, there are 2 other androids out there, Lore and Before, and it is conceivable that Mr. Spiner could be playing one of these characters. However, in the Season 1 Picard episode Remembrance, we saw that B4 had been disassembled after the ban on synthetic life by the Federation, and that B4 was not like Data even before this. Also, Lore has not been heard from since his last appearance in the Next Generation episode The Descent, in which he was also deactivated and disassembled, so it is unlikely that Mr. Spiner would return as Data, Before, or Lore, but could be playing one of the many members of the Soon family that he has played over the years. Mr. Matalas also hinted at the scope of Season 3 and said that it will have connections to not just the different series in the Star Trek catalog, but the movies as well. He said the following about the third season. There are a few nods to the Kirk movies. I grew up with the original series and the Kirk movies. That's my Star Trek. So you'll see a few of those things kind of tie some Star Trek together. And I think executive producer Akiva Goldsman has constructed a really fascinating and heartbreaking psychological exploration of Picard that no one is expecting. Star Trek Generations was a movie that included members of the Next Generation crew as well as members of the original Enterprise crew, like Captain Kirk. Part of the film Generations was about Kirk being trapped in a perfect reality that was not in fact real, and eventually Picard was forced to enlist his help with stopping an evil character. The beginning of the teaser shows Picard writing what could be a letter or perhaps his memoir, and I got a very there and back again feeling when seeing this scene. Meaning it reminded me of the beginning of The Lord of the Rings, in which the character Bilbo is recounting his adventures from the story of The Hobbit. I wonder if Picard is doing the same here and retelling some of his adventures, and perhaps the third season is him recounting the last adventure of his Enterprise crew. Picard also mentions in the teaser not needing to leave a legacy, and there have been hints that part of the plot of the second season of Picard is going to force him to deal with failures in his personal life, such as never taking on a partner and never starting a family of his own, perhaps due to fear. The third season could continue on with that storyline and present Picard with a new adventure after the events of the second season that somehow allows him to right this wrong. I'm sure that sending off Jean-Luc Picard to a happy and well-deserved fate is an adventure that could get all the main crew of the Enterprise D to return for one last hurrah. Well, that is all I have for this story, but let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit that like button if you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on What Did I Miss?